Hey peeps, we are back. We are talking The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, Episode 17, which is the season finale. Before we get into the video, please do me the honors of subscribing to my channel, hitting the notification bell so you can always be notified when I post new content, hitting the thumbs up because that does wonders for my channel, and share. Thanks. So before we get into the show, Bravo announced this morning on the Today Show that in 2022 we will be getting The Real Housewives of Dubai. Oh my gosh. I cannot tell you how excited I am about this. Those housewives in Dubai, they are about to have cash. I can just feel it. I can just feel that they are about to be just rich. I think they are going to bring some new life back into the housewives. And I think it's going to be great to get a chance to see the sights of Dubai and learn about their customs, all of it. I am here for it. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think about the Real Housewives of Dubai. Also, this announcement at the end of this episode that we're getting 4 parts reunion for the Real Housewife of Potomac. This season wasn't that great for us to even require 4 parts. Now, it is exciting to find out that at the very end, the last part, that we will see Nicki Minaj, supposedly probably the last 8 minutes of the episode. We'll get to see her questioning some of the girls and going a little hard on Candiace, allegedly. I will be happy to see that. On to Giselle. You know, this weekend was Halloween weekend. Giselle dressed up like Vanessa Williams. And let me just say, Giselle looked absolutely beautiful and she killed it. I mean, they looked almost identical. Giselle and her team did a wonderful job and she understood the assignment. She wanted to look like Vanessa Williams and she did. That was really beautiful. I like that. Now on to the show. So it's Karen's wedding. Her and Ray are renewing their vows. And I absolutely do not believe that they will be hit with the curse. You know, the housewife curse. Whenever they renew vows, they end up getting divorced. This is not going to happen to Karen and Ray. Not Karen and the Black Bill Gates. It's not going to happen. One thing that I did feel sad about is that Karen's daughter, Raven, will not be able to attend the vow renewal because of kidney stones. And I said that had to be devastating for all 3 of them. But I know that she's there in heart and mind. Now listen, Bravo people, the Bravo people got together and created a double date with Michael and Juan, Robert and Ashley. And let me say, Michael looked super excited to see Juan. He really did. I said that man is probably in his head screaming, I'm so glad Juan Dixon is here right now. I'm just saying, you know what? I am so petty. Anyway, when Juan told Michael that he looked good, his face was lit up. I said, oh my gosh. I mean, it was it.
Are we going to see, like, okay, are you going to come around the group again? We didn't see you on the trip. Like, what is the deal?
I miss you guys, there's no question. There's just members of the crew that I'd rather not spend time with. And especially people who have said things about my wife.
He's talking about Candiace and Chris.
Okay.
I don't even know what Chris does. And he's basically living off his wife, which is about the worst thing you can do.
You know he's her manager now.
She told me that. How does she pay him?
Well, she pays him in love.
Isn't Candiace still on her mum's payroll?
Now, I thought that was weird that Robin asked Michael that. I mean, couldn't Ashley and Michael just turn around and ask the same to you and Juan? Because you were on that trip without Juan. You know, we saw you and Giselle and your luggage. You know, don't put Michael on the spot if you don't want people to ask Juan the same questions. And I don't know why Michael starts out saying that the reason he's not around or didn't go on the trip is because of certain people. Just say it. It's Chris and Candiace. And I thought that was really telling. You know, first of all, that tells me that Ashley shares all of their business with Michael, which is, it's her right. He's her husband, whatever. But you would think that the way they don't like Chris and Candiace, that they would even spend any time at home talking about Chris and Candiace. But the thing that really struck me is he's making fun of Candiace for getting assistance from her mom. But wasn't it a couple seasons ago that he was threatening divorce from Ashley if she didn't get her mom under control because he was tired of paying her mama's rent when she had that live-in useless loser boyfriend who wasn't paying anything?
Forget how much work they are in the beginning.
Oh, right.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You'll get there, though, and it comes fast, though.
That's easy for you to say. I did all the work.
No, we did all the work. We worked together.
Have you ever changed a diaper? You didn't?
Yes, really?
To be honest, he wasn't around as much. So you miss that, and what she's going through is torture.
Now, with the Juan and Robin thing, why does Juan seem to have such a big attitude? You know, every time she brings up something about the new baby or something about their situation or what they went through when she was raising the other children. I mean, personally, if I was Robin, if I knew that Juan wasn't a big help when I first had the first two children, I think that that's a conversation. We need to sit down and have that conversation. I think that he was a little bit upset because he was embarrassed that she brought it up in front of Michael and Ashley, but things happen. You know what I mean? There's a better way to handle the conversation than getting a little attitude and trying to act as if you were perfect in this relationship. You know, a lot of people are saying that throughout the earlier stages of his children's life that allegedly he had several girlfriends on the side and he was cheating on Robin. And she was at home with these kids. I don't know what the true story is, but I do know that being a mom is tough. And I know that being a single mom is even tougher. So if you have two children under 2 at home at the same time, that's a whole lot of work. I have no idea what's going on with their situation, but I do think that the way that Juan speaks to Robin is highly disrespectful. And there's no way that I would even consider having a child with this man until we sat down and hashed out the problems of the past. And it looks like the current problems as well.
I'm older than most people used to, but people having children later, so I don't think that's a problem.
Do people ever ask you if you're his grandfather?
I haven't had it yet.
Now, honey, listen. Oh my gosh. Did you see his face? He looked ticked. Michael, listen, I don't know if I believe you that it has never happened, but believe you me, it's going to happen. Michael is 62 years old. At some point, someone is going to mistake your baby as your grandchild. Sorry, Michael. We find out that Candiace did get a record deal with a record label called E1, and she signed with their Nashville division. In the middle of this meeting, she gets extremely emotional and she starts crying. And I can absolutely understand it. This is one of the times that her crying is definitely understandable. This has been a dream of hers since she was a small child, and things are really starting to come to fruition. Things are really working out for her, and she has worked hard. She has been passionate about her music, and I'm really happy for Candiace. Robin finally gets her warehouse space. It seems that Embellished is doing really well. She is super excited to get in all of her new merchandise, and actually she wants to start loading up on even more merchandise. So maybe she will switch out and start selling some different items on her website, which will be great for her business. She tries to have another conversation with Juan regarding raising the children and how things were in the past. And he gets really upset and says that she's trying to make him look like a clown or look like a fool or something. And he storms out. And I thought, why can't you have a conversation? Is it that you really just don't like being on the show? You don't want to have this conversation in front of the world? That is possible. Or is it that you just want her to allow you to do whatever it is you want to do and you don't want to take any responsibility for whatever happened in the past? You have to sit down and talk these things through, especially if you want to bring a new baby in and into the picture. And then I started thinking to myself, is he just running off because he's got something else to do? somebody else to do. I don't know. I am real rude this evening. Excuse me as I move forward. Now listen, it's time for the wedding. And the outside, you know, we talked about it episodes and episodes ago when Wendy and Mia was talking about the location. And Mia said the outside is not that cute, but the inside was absolutely stunning. Candiace had a lot to say about the outside.
It's ugly. I need more for a wedding venue. No, ma'am. All right, so that's it then. Where are we, child? Hello.
Honey, listen, that was funny. It really was, but rude. Funny, but rude. I laughed. I'm sorry. You know, Mia and her husband, they were not happy about climbing up all those steps. And neither was Giselle in her boot. I mean, it was a lot of steps. I have to admit it. I'm fine with steps, but if you're wearing heels, it could be a problem.
This arm, okay. All right. Let me hold this, okay. Watch your head, watch your head. Watch your head, okay. All right, yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, there we go. Got the boobs intact.
I
How you
can't
gonna
sit.
do that, man? So you really can't sit?
Oh, I just heard something rip.
Now that really ticked me off. I mean, that ticked me off. You knew that dress was too tight. I mean, how embarrassing is that for national television? You are having to slide your body out of the car. And good thing Eddie is such a good sport. I mean, that was pretty bad. And then on top of all of that, you can hardly get up the steps. You can't sit down. You think your dress is about to split. You knew that dress was too small and too tight. One size up would not have killed you. I mean, it was too much. Well, it wasn't enough material. I'm just saying. Karen, listen, the woman looked drop dead gorgeous in that dress. Now, I remember earlier in the season, I said, I can't believe you spent $10,000 on a dress. Now, listen, the dress was absolutely beautiful. She looked stunning. She looked happy. It was really, really a beautiful venue. The flowers were beautiful. The table setting was great. I mean, everything looked amazing.
She came in today and didn't even speak to me.
Wow.
She's clearly insecure. She clearly has not let go from whatever has upset her.
Now that's just shady. You know, she said hello to Robin. She just didn't want to be bothered with Giselle. And Giselle didn't say anything to her either. Let me tell you something. One thing I can tell you, Wendy might be sitting there looking ridiculous in that tight dress that she could hardly sit down in or walk. As a matter of fact, I don't know how she got her meal down anyway. But that woman is definitely not insecure, especially when it comes to you, Giselle, or Robin. Bitter Betties. I'm just saying, stop it. Now, Giselle is back to lying. Okay, well, when did she ever stop? She is at the table telling Juan. By the way, Juan gets along better with Giselle than he does Robin. But anyway, her and Juan are sitting at the table, and Juan tells her how sorry he is about the situation with Jamal. And she tells him that she's dating a younger man who is a commentator out of DC, and he's 34 years old. And it's so funny because her good best girlfriend, Robin, she's asking questions, says, who? Where is he from? I said, she's lying. Okay. Production kept asking over and over and over questions about him. Well, where is he from? Has he been to your house? You know, and she kept saying, none of your business, because it's not legit. And at the very end of the episode, it says her and the commentator, they no longer are dating. It didn't work out because it never was. I'm just saying, in my opinion, she is a liar. Girl, you wasn't dating no 34-year-old commentator. Girl, quit playing with us.
How long did I wear my ring for? A year?
Like never.
Don't do that. Stop.
Now, that whole ring situation, did you see that? As soon as Robin did not agree, Juan was not here for it. I said, oh, wow. Girl, listen, just stop saying anything that is not positive about this man in public. It's not going over well with him, okay? You are attacking his ego. Stop it. So something that was really weird to me. Karen's pastor was there to perform the wedding, and Wendy says, there's a pastor over there. And Mia says, was she getting baptized? You know, it was a big deal that there was a pastor there. And I said, well, most weddings that I've gone to, the people have been married by a pastor. So pastors are normally at weddings, you know, pastors, priest, rabbi. You know, everyone doesn't get registered online to do weddings. Sometimes there's actual pastors. That was just odd to me. I mean, it may have been odd to me if Karen got married by, you know, an Elvis impersonator, but not a pastor. So Karen and her son are making their way up the steps, all those steps, to get to Ray, who's waiting at the top.
That's a hell of a dress.
It's a beautiful moment to see Karen walking up to Ray at 25 years. But then after about 7.5 minutes, oh Lord, she is still walking up.
Candiace, the woman is too daggone much. And I laughed. I couldn't help it. Now Giselle, on the other hand, bitter Betty.
Let's be friends.
I mean, maybe the institution is just a friendship. Whew, I was gonna say some terrible things. I'm just not.
Bitter Betty. Bitter does not look good on you, girl.
25 years ago, I chose you to be my bride, my wife, my friend. Today, I once again choosing you to love you forever.
Ray, thank you.
Say I will.
I will.
Now you may kiss again and again and again.
Honey, that was beautiful. It really was. And getting down those steps in that dress with Ray, it was rough. It was touch and go. I mean, it was almost as if the guests were holding their breath. Like, ooh, is she gonna make it? Ooh, watch out now. It was rough. It was rough to see, but I was happy that her and Ray made it down the steps and nobody got hurt.
Take it low.
Got my eyes on Gordon.
Mia's laughing, but she's no, that's not a joke. Gordon is always I-spying Karen. Watch out now. You know, listen, they cannot even sit down and enjoy their meal. Juan decides he's going to be peacekeeper. And he's going to jump in and try to hash everything out with Chris and Michael. Let's all make up so we can hang out.
And I can let it go.
I have a long memory, and I don't like people being mean to my wife.
I can understand you being upset with her. I get that. But to come at me the way that you did in that moment, I felt was disrespectful.
It's a backhanded way of trying to do it. Be a man and stand up and apologize if you want to apologize. If you don't want to apologize, tell me to apologize.
Well, hold up.
And hopefully we can move on from it.
You put your hands on me, you should apologize. Simple as that.
But Michael, you can't sit here and act like you did nothing wrong.
What did I do?
This is the whitest privilege. I have to go. I can't sit here.
The what?
I can't sit here.
What?
You do nothing wrong.
What do you
do nothing wrong. The white privilege of it all is nasty. I can't.
How far can this woman go?
So, you know, Chris starts out trying to apologize, and this just goes left. Michael was really trying to act macho. I don't know if he was putting on some sort of front for Juan. I have no idea, but he was doing a little too daggone much. And, you know, Candiace, she made her comment and she stormed out. And the thing about it is I really just wish that all of this was not happening at Karen's reception. Michael has used a lot of privilege. Michael has got away with a lot of things. And Candiace does make this comment that he usually threatens to sue or takes people to court or pays somebody off, allegedly. That does seem to happen a lot for him. And I started to think, half of the things that he has done to Ashley or the Bravo production team, allegedly, throughout his whole time on this show, he has got little tiny slaps on the wrist and he's been able to just go through. And I'm wondering if it was anybody else's husband on this show, would they be able to just get a little tiny slap on the wrist and move forward? I don't think so. So maybe he does have a little privilege and he is using it. He should have taken responsibility for his drunken behavior at Robin and Juan's fake engagement party. Did I say that? Anyway, he should have been apologizing as well. Chris was trying to just let this be done. Let's move on. And it took Juan coming over to put his hand on Michael's shoulder, to put his hand on Michael's knee, to touch Michael's hand, to get him to finally accept Chris's apology and to apologize to Chris as well.
Then Juan says,
well, can you and Chris hug it out? And Michael says, no. Then out of nowhere, Juan says, well, what about me? Can I get a hug? Absolutely. You know Michael about to give you a hug. That was just too much, okay? But then Michael says that he's going to be leaving soon. Then out of nowhere, here's Juan, and he says, yeah, me too. My Uber's on the way. Robin was completely shocked that Juan wasn't staying with her for the full wedding reception. And she says, well, what are you doing? He says, I have to work. Well, I don't know. You're not the head basketball coach over at the Lakers. Why are you leaving a wedding reception to work? What is happening? Where are you really going? Okay, I'm watching you. Anyway, he gets up when his Uber arrives and just leaves. He doesn't say goodbye. He doesn't say, I love you. Be careful. Call me if you need anything. Kiss my butt. Nothing. He just turns around and leaves. I said, what? Now, I don't know. Maybe they hugged and kissed it out or something and Bravo cut it out, but we didn't see it. I'm just saying, it seems a little odd. And supposedly out here in the blogs and the social media sphere, allegedly Juan was having a great time at the wedding reception and was allegedly flirting with every woman there. I don't know. Right now, Twitter and Instagram is blowing up, stating that Mike Hill, chill, Cynthia's husband, 10-10-20, was allegedly out here cheating and sending beefcake pics. Now, I don't know. He cheated on the first wife. He cheated on the second wife. I'm thinking the third wife will get cheated on too. I'm just saying. I heard somewhere that a third marriage has a 75% success rate. Yeah, listen, I don't know. All of this is alleged because I don't know these people, but I'd be willing to put a few bucks on it. Chris then tries to have a little conversation with Candiace, and I don't know why. Why would you even try to have a conversation with this woman after she was already ticked off and stormed off in the middle of Karen's wedding reception? Just don't. Candiace does not appreciate it. She blows up at Chris. And earlier in the episode, she said that even though she doesn't like Ashley, Ashley deserves better than Michael. Well, listen, Chris deserves better than you. I'm just saying, you talked to this man terribly. And after she told him off and stormed off, he said, F my life. And I said, oh no. Chris is a nice dude, but he should have just let it go and talked to her later. They had been drinking. It's just, I don't know. I'm looking forward to seeing this reunion, even though it could be 2 parts and done. I just want to see what's going on. Are they going to mention anything else that happened at this reception? Is Juan going to show up? I just want to know what is going on in Potomac. Anyway, you guys, get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And until next time, bye.